The air was saturated with silence, the haunting echoes of distant waves collapsing against the shoreline, reverberating through the quiet suburb where I lived on a clandestine evening, laden with the thrill of surreptitious encounters. I, along with my friends, 4 sweet 16 girls, departed from the shadows of our boarding school confines to revel in the diminishing embers of our summer holidays. Our hearts pulsated with the anticipation of the unsanctioned escapade, breaking free from the chains of my parents' stringent doctrines. Our exit was no less than an acrobatic escape act, extracting the fly screen of my bedroom window, maneuvering onto the precarious slant of the garage roof, and subsequently leaping into the foliage of the neighbor's concealment. This clandestine exodus led us to the isolated corners of the beach, armed with our clandestine whispers and sweet cruisers, abandoned by my older sister and probably draped in an expired allure. The serene sea whispered secrets, its intermittent murmurs conversing with the soft glow of the moon, revealing the silhouettes of our restless spirits, yearning for adventure. A haunting lull dominated the setting, the stillness of the beach paralleling our quickly diminishing thrill. The pervasive paranoia led us deeper into the unseen stretches of the shore, well away from the prying eyes of civilization. As we yielded to the ennui and commenced our departure, an eerie light pierced the darkness afar, inciting a ripple of dread within our naive hearts. An internal debate ensued, contemplating whether to embrace the shadows and surpass this mysterious beacon or linger, hoping the mysterious radiance would dissipate. Our predicament was exacerbated as another light manifested at the opposite end, rendering us captive between two inexplicable entities. The shadows danced with our mounting fears, the chilling silence disrupted by young male voices intermingling with the haunting whispers of the wind. The approaching men caught us in a state of paralyzing fear, yet their congenial demeanor and striking appearances provided transient solace. Our anxious hearts were ensnared by their seemingly innocent engagement, captivated by the looming shadows of the night. Their touch, initially seemingly innocuous, gradually invaded our sanctities, transforming into unwarranted advances, shrouded in a feigned affability. Our polite dissent met with incessant persuasions, our minds entrapped in a labyrinth of unease. Our adamant decision to depart unfolded a haunting revelation. We were ensnared in the predatory gaze of not just the ones accompanying us, but their hidden accomplices, shadowing us from the distance. The arrival at my home seemed like the gateway to the refuge, but our hasty departure and entrance through the neighbor's yard met with a spine-chilling revelation. Laughter reverberated through the night, and a voice pierced the silence. "We know that's not where you live." The blood drained from our faces as we sprinted into the sanctity of the shadows, our hearts throbbing in our ears. This nocturnal encounter didn't culminate in the veil of the night. The ensuing morning unveiled a harrowing reality. The melodic tunes of a guitar, playing "You Found Me" by The Fray, a sinister reminder of the previous night's request, permeated the atmosphere. The horizon held an ominous secret. Those very men occupied a holiday house, overseeing my backyard, their gaze penetrating through my bedroom window. A chilling realization cascaded through my spine. Those seemingly coincidental meetings were perhaps meticulously orchestrated, our every move observed and scrutinized. Our summer solace was tarnished by the intrusive gazes, the days under the sun now shadowed by uninvited specters. The ambiance was woven with silent screams, the sinister strings of the past playing the haunting tunes of concealed transgressions. The Terraquea stage unfolded a sinister ballet. As we wondered about the duration and depth of their observation, as they witnessed our innocent laughter and clandestine sunbaking, those ephemeral moments under the sun were now marred with the invisible brushstrokes of lurking eyes, painting our lives with untold horrors. The obscure rendezvous on the beach morphed into a thought, a meticulously orchestrated maneuver to encircle our unsuspecting souls, their malicious intents shrouded in the benign interactions. The undulating waves, the whispering winds, and the embracing shadows were all accomplices in this nocturnal symphony, playing the sinister compositions of unspoken fears and unseen watchers. The infinite sands were the silent witnesses to the choreography of shadows, our youthful laughter juxtaposing the orchestrated dance of lurking evils. The story unfolded not just as a reminiscence of a shadowy encounter, but as a haunting symphony, playing the tunes of unseen shadows and unheard whispers. The lingering dread composed the symphonic echoes of unspoken horrors, the nightly dance with shadows reverberating through the corridors of time, whispering the tales of the unseen, unheard, and unforgotten. Our hearts, marred by the silent echoes of that clandestine night, were left to dance in the unseen symphonies of lingering shadows, our innocent spirits ensnared in the haunting embrace of the unseen spectators. The shadows painted our world with the unseen brushstrokes of silent transgressions, our whispers becoming the melodies of the unending nocturnal symphony, the harmony of our innocent laughter interweaved with the sinister strings of hidden gazes, composing the eternal sonata of silent screams and unseen shadows. When whispers murmur through the night, carrying tales of shadows and unseen whispers, they say, nothing of virtue emerges past the midnight hour, and this axiom would echo hauntingly in the back of my mind following a bizarre incident during one seemingly endless summer. My girlfriend, our shared best friend, and I would routinely embrace the clandestine charm of the midnight air, each adventure evolving, spiraling into a symphony more thrilling than the previous, especially considering our inaugural exploit had set the standard intriguingly low. On a peculiar night shrouded by a hushed somberness, enveloped in shadows that stretched and whispered, the clock's hands clandestinely crept past 1:30 a.m., and we, the trio of nocturnal wanderers, found ourselves in the town's silent heart, witnessing the melancholic remnants of what seemed to be a marital celebration, a scene far too familiar in our hamlet of hidden tales and silent screams. Our eyes fixated on a couple, their movements seemingly marionetted by invisible strings of intoxication, their attire a concoction of revelry and solemn vows, silhouetted against the moon's silver whisper. Our banter danced in the air until, to our harrowing shock, a blow, abrupt and cold, fractured the silent dance. The man, in a drunken stupor, struck his wife. The abrupt brutality of the act carved statues of us, frozen in the hidden dialogues of the shadows until the man, with guilt and shadows dancing in his eyes, melded into the whispering darkness. My girlfriend's vehement whispers of restraint mingled with the night air. As I approached the weeping bride, my friends metamorphosed into silent observers, my steps marked by the disciplined rhythm etched into my soul by my Navy training. The woman, her words drowned and distorted by the liquid fog, after what felt like an eternity encased in seconds, divulged her temporary abode, her voice a whisper of unfamiliarity with our town of hidden shadows. With resolution coloring my steps, I embarked on the task of guiding her through the labyrinth of shadows, a task elongated by her staggered, hesitant steps. The trail of shadows coincidentally danced past the sanctum of law, a police station, a detail that played a symphony of relief within my being. However, our journey through the whispering shadows was accompanied by a towering silhouette, a muscular phantom painted with visible rage. The woman, recognizing the silhouette as her husband, trembled, a silent symphony of fear, and my friends, their senses tingling with the unseen storm, morphed into shadows, their fingers dancing over the summoning devices. The man, his voice a tempest of accusations and his fists clenched in rage, accused me of shadowing his wife, and I, with calculated serenity, reminded him of the sanctum of law watching over us. Despite my stature, a towering presence, a cloak of vulnerability wrapped around me, the man in front of me painting a picture of a formidable foe, the tempest within him escalating, I found myself ensnared between him and his wife, a precipice of impending doom. That led my hand to signal my friend, his fingers whispering for the intervention of the law. The dance of the shadows felt eternal, the whispering winds carrying the unseen waltz of waiting until the symphony of salvation arrived. The police, the man, his silhouette melting into the shadows, disappeared. The whispering search of the law found him lurking in the shadows nearby, and the officers, the bearers of law and order, ensured the woman's safe dance back to her lodgings, the man detained in the sanctum of law. Our intervention was painted in commendations, and we, still enveloped in the nocturnal symphony, whispered our way home. This tale, painted in shadows and whispers, echoes the haunting symphony of intervention. When faced with a soul encased in distress, it becomes our silent oath to step forth, to be the unseen hero they beckon. The shadows may dance, and the night may whisper, but within the labyrinth of shadows, a silent hero may emerge, echoing the unheard symphonies of the unseen. 4 years have ebbed away since a chapter of shadows unfolded, a clandestine whisper in the hushed corridors of my life. I was a girl, Emily, on the cusp of adolescence, 12, staring at the ominous shadows of growing up, and there was Sally, 2 years my senior, her presence, an enigmatic waltz between popularity and mystery. We were entangled within the ethereal dance of friendship, woven through weekends marked by laughter under the somber gaze of unseen, lurking shadows. Our encounters were seemingly mundane, a ritual of Friday evenings bathed in the soft glow of the lights in Sally's family apartment, secrets shared and stories whispered. My palate was selective, so the notion of a family dinner would see me discreetly savoring a hidden Pop-Tart. The family, with their fervent religious beliefs, lived in fear of the shadows lurking in horror movies, a spectral entity that we were forbidden to invoke. One night, we managed to dance with Shadow Sudler through the Hunger Games. The subsequent hours were a symphony of giggles and music. We indulged in makeovers, masking our innocent features behind deceptive maturity. But this facade of joy was fragile, and the shadows were encroaching, whispering sinister tales. Sally, masked in charm, had a secret dance with darkness. Her interactions with older men online revealed a twisted dance of shadows, the air growing dense, whispers turning ominous. She spoke of a man, a supposed 19-year-old with a blonde visage. The whispers in my soul hinted at a deeper, darker truth. His texts, a sonata of sinister intentions, unveiled a sinister ploy. And when his facade was unveiled through his picture, the shadows deepened, whispering tales of a man in his 40s, a life etched in shadows and deception. The sinister symphony reached a crescendo when his call merged with our shadows. His voice, a whisper from the abyss, resonated with eerie intentions. "You're so pretty. Why don't you come meet me?" The atmosphere was charged with spectral whispers, shadows intertwining, murmuring forewarnings. Ollie, her senses veiled in shadows, agreed to a rendezvous, whispers turning into an ominous plan. A clandestine encounter at a deserted McDonald's. The shadows waiting, whispering. Our journey was a labyrinth of shadows, our path intermittently illuminated by flickering street lamps. I was armed with a blade, the shadows recounting the tales of the doomed rendezvous of girls ensnared by the whispers of the dark. The deserted lot was a symphony of shadows, the lone Toyota Corolla whispering sinister tunes through its running engine, its insides a cacophony of unseen, whispering shadows. He emerged from the shadows, his true form revealed under my flash's luminescence, a spectral entity, his eyes shadowed with hidden cravings. The sinister dance escalated when he seized Sally. The shadows screamed within, my hand instinctively reaching for my concealed blade. The shadows multiplied, and his companions emerged, their whispers a concoction of illicit offers and sinister promises. Yet the shadows within me roared. My readiness to summon the guardians of law forced his hand, and Sally was released. We ran, shadows racing with us, avoiding the longer path to veil our abode in shadows. The return was cloaked in eerie silence, the lurking Toyota a spectral entity, its whispers circulating the building in ominous circles. The whispers of the shadows still linger, echoing within the silent chambers of my soul, my parents unaware of the shadows that dance in my memories. The lurking shadows in every similar car I encounter a spectral reminder. Sally and I are now shadows in each other's lives, her spectral anger intertwined with the sinister dance of that night. The demise of our friendship is a silent whisper in the shadows, a spectral blessing, the shadows a constant dance, a lingering symphony,